Good morning, guys. How are you all? The time is 9:47 and it's Thursday. And there's a sun up there again. How wonderful. And it's freezing, man. I've got my long johns on. Can you see how that cut has healed now? So, all of those people who may have been concerned about me letting the dog lick my cuts or walking through mud, your body is an incredible machine, and make no mistake, that is exactly what it is. And if you liken it to a car, with your car, you wouldn't put rubbish in it. You wouldn't leave it to rack and ruin and rust. Rust. I may come back to that in connection with barefoot walking. Congratulations, Ray. I'm so glad you did your barefoot walk. Really, really happy. And today is a magnificent day. Even though it's bitterly cold, the ground is hard. As you can see, I was wading through mud here a few short days ago. Now it's solid, or firmer. Come on, honey, get your ball. But the wonderful thing about today is that we have been told that we are free. And I know it's going to take a lot of time before this kind of gets out there, but things happen. Things happen quickly. It's a bit like when you make a snowman. You start with that small handful that you form in your hands. And then you add more until you can roll it. And once you can roll it, my goodness me, it soon gets huge. And all sticks together. You don't have to pat it with your hands anymore. The sheer weight pulls the snow to it. And you can roll it around. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, the snowball effect, or critical mass as other people call it, when something gets to a point where it just takes on its own momentum and almost like nothing can stop it. So thank you for all of those people that I subscribe to who informed me of the news, my manifester and the True Ray, and then Opt itself. I went onto the website and I opted in. So freedom. We now have the thoughts of, well, what will happen? How will it occur? What changes will take place? What ifs, what ifs, what ifs? And freedom is about living in the moment. So we are already beginning to wonder, and some people who may have heard the news may be kind of fearful. I had a wonderful day yesterday. I had 7 of my grandchildren, and we went and played a game of hide-go-seek. And as the children hid, or we hid, one person was sent to seek. And it was wonderful how once they had found one person, that person joined with them in finding another, and on, until finally all were searching for the one lost sheep. because we all needed to be found before the game could continue, or we played another game. I don't think I have any fear. I think my greatest fears were that things would not change. And I am so happy to be on this planet today. Because I know the snowball effect and joining together to find those that are still hidden away behind things will be found. And the other thing I want you to think about is this. Most people that I meet in my life are no different from me, really. They just want to get on with life. They want to live in peace. They want to enjoy this planet and the bounty that it provides. So on a mind level, most people think the same. And we may consider, well, maybe that's the way that we have been programmed to think. But I don't think so. I think in all of us there is this meter that lets us know when something is good or bad. It is that simple. It's we can go into all the separate emotions, but it's always a good emotion or a bad emotion, a good feeling or a bad feeling. And I think that for most of us, we have no intention of hurting another soul. We have no intention of stealing or taking, and eventually it will get to a point, I do so hope it's in my lifetime, but you never know, where things like stealing are almost beyond comprehension. It's it would almost be like, well, what is stealing? Who can own anything except themselves and their responsibility? And that is the one thing that many of us don't actually do. We may run after the insignificant, the unimportant, like, well, all kinds of things really. But I think people will realise that those aren't the things that are important anymore, and the whole mindset will change. And I think the thing is that we need to remember excuse me, is that bring your ball, honey, is that it's all to do with vibration. It's all to do with vibration, electricity, connection. And the vibration will change. And once that vibration changes, it impacts upon everybody and it affects everybody, like the snowball. Let's say hello. Hello, hello. Bring your ball, honey. Hello, guys. Yes. And once the vibration changes, well, you will be affected because you are a vibrating machine. And vibrations are like ripples on a pool. You can't stop it. It just keeps going. We have another dog. How lovely. Get your ball, honey. Honey. Good girls. Good girls. That's not often I see another walk around here. Bring your ball, honey. Come on. Come on, let's go in this way. Yes, that vibration will affect everybody. It's like if you hear a noise, a vibration, say anything, church bells. Once they start, you hear them. You know, it's you can put your hands over your ears or do whatever, but that vibration is still affecting you. So, come on. Yeah. So, the vibration still affects your body. And I think that we may consider or worry about, you know, people not coming on board. But it's a bit like that snowball. Once it starts to roll, whatever is in its path will be gathered up and become one with the greater mass. So no, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I think it's all to do now with preparing ourselves for these changes. And that preparation is that word again that I've been bringing up, responsibility. Responsibility and thought. It's actually about thinking of your actions and what you do. And eventually, it's a bit like driving a car. I remember first getting into a car and thinking, oh my word. I mean, the first thing is I decided not to learn how to drive. I didn't really want to drive, but for my 40th birthday, I decided, right, the time has come, so just do it. So I did. And I can remember getting into the car and just thinking, oh my word, what are all of these dials and pedals and gear sticks and handbrakes and mirrors? And I was just sitting in the car. Then when you turn on the ignition, you realise that the power is in your hands and in your feet and in your mind. And you are so incompetent at that stage. Do you understand what I mean? And then, after a few lessons, you begin to get everything working in unison. Your eyes, your ears, your feet, your hands, your thoughts. And then it extends beyond, and you think about the other traffic, and you notice, and you take responsibility for your actions. And before you know where you are, you're in the car driving, and sometimes you've arrived at your destination, and you think, how on earth did I get here? Because you are now competent and able to do it. And I think really that this is going to be a bit like driving a car. It's almost like overwhelmed at first, but then you begin to realise that you are an incredible being, an absolutely incredible being. And things like dials and switches and gauges and environment and even shop windows that you go past, you can do it all. You can do it all. Yes, I think there's no reason to fear whatsoever. Once the vibration changes, and it already has, and let me just tell you, you can notice this yourself. I've been looking at comments on pages, and it is quite amazing how many people are writing, I don't believe it. I was just thinking of that, and then you said this. Or, I was going to talk about that, and you took the words right out of my mouth. There are lots of synchronicities going on. And synchronicity really is everything vibrating at a similar level so that you connect on a vibrationary level. And my friend came round last night, Kate, and I was showing... Oh, did you hear the woodpecker? I was showing her the video and OPT website. And, you know, we both kind of looked at each other. And I said to Kate, so what do you think? And she says, well, it's kind of a massive thing, isn't it? And I said, yes, it is. And we discussed about synchronicities. Sorry, I'm kind of taken with the woodpecker. We were talking about it, and we were discussing that are these synchronicities maybe premonitions that we are actually at a point where our thoughts are actually aware, and so aware of who we are and where we are, that we are actually stepping into a known future. A bit like I'm looking at this path and I'm taking responsibility, so I'm watching where I put my feet and taking these steps, because I can see the next step I'm going to take, if that makes any sense. If I just kind of ran through here blindly, I doubt that I would escape without some form of injury to my feet. So take some time, notice the what we call synchronicities, and pay attention, because this means that the vibration that is happening between people is connecting. It really, really is. People are thinking the same thoughts. People are contacting each other at the same time, using the same words, the same thoughts, the same feeling. So I believe that once we start to get rid of the fake, the lies, the plastic, the control, you know, it's a bit like driving that car again. I mean, when someone else was driving and I didn't drive, I never used to worry. I never used to think anything. I'd just be a passenger and, you know, never press my foot on the brake, because I'd never been through the experience of driving. But once you do learn how to drive, and you're a passenger, your foot's hitting that brake, you're thinking, you know, you should put your indicator on, move now, have you seen that car behind you, blah, 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 blah. But then when you get into the driver's seat yourself, you feel free. Do you know what I mean? You are making the judgments, you are okay with it, and you kind of laugh at the person sitting in the driver's seat putting their foot down on an invisible brake. So once we realise that we are and always have been responsible for our lives and actions, it'll be fine. There is no need to worry. Just enjoy the moment right now and do things that you can do right now to help that vibration spread. And this is one of the things you can do, guys. Seriously, this, sun gazing and food and water, and just get your body prepared for the connections that you're going to make, the joining together, the becoming one, the community, the wholeness and completeness. Because, a bit like the fur coat campaign, you know, once it's out there, look at the robin. Oh my. Once it's out there, there's no stopping it really. No. How beautiful. Lovely. So, I think I'm going to go back this way and then collect my wood. So guys, I'm going to do this video on barefoot walking because your machine, your body that enables you to have this physical experience really does need to connect back to earth. Because if all of us start to connect with the earth itself, well, there is no stopping it, seriously. And we'll gather together or transfer thoughts in a future period and think, what were we ever worried about? Do I think it's going to get worse before it gets better? No. I think it's at its worst point now. I think the fact that these people at Opt have done their work so diligently, no, we will be okay. So I send my love to all of you, and keep looking up, guys. It really is the only way. And pay attention to those synchronicities. Pay attention to those coincidences. And you'll realise that this is going to be fine. Absolutely fine. There are so many of us already who are doing thought transference, who are connecting with others with our mind without a need for a single word. And once people realise that that person can do it and that person can, it's a bit like me driving a car. Well, if they can do it, I'm sure I can. And we will then start to believe in our own capacity and capabilities. And instead of driving around in an old banger, we will actually realise that we are at the steering wheel of the most magnificent car on the planet. Okay, I'm going to go. So, bye. And my girlies are over there. So, remember, guys, then, enjoy life, live it, and have no fear. Seriously, have no fear. Fear just sends out the wrong vibration. So, yes. Right. From my cold toes, and they are actually cold today. It's windy, and there is a bite to it. But you know what? I just think, oh my word. Thank you to all those beings who have worked so magnificently on behalf of the one. Love you all. Come on, girlies. They're way over there. Here comes Abby, and here comes Honey. So from Honey and Abby and my cold toes, it's goodbye. Bye.